Hey everyone, I just hope you're having a good day. Hope it's rainbows and sunshines. This is OT or Takuzaku coming to you, reporting some good news for those who haven't heard. The Evil Within has been announced a week earlier at QuakeCon. Now, for people who don't know what Evil Within is it's a horror game coming out in October. It was scheduled for October 21st in North America and October 24th in Europe. But now, with the development crew doing well, they decided to push it a week early. So now it's releasing around October 14th, if I'm correct. Now, Evil Within, I'm pretty sure some of the hardcore gamers or some of the original gamers actually might know fairly well about. But for others who don't know, I will read a quick plot skim or premise of how everything goes. So, while investigating the scene of a gruesome mass murder, Detective Sebastian Castellanos, I don't know how to say his last name, I am truly sorry, Castellanos and his partners encounter a mysterious and powerful force. After seeing the slaughter of fellow officers, Sebastian is ambushed and knocked unconscious. When he awakens, he finds himself in a deranged world where hideous creatures wander among the dead, facing unimaginable terror and fighting for survival. Sebastian embarks on a frightening journey to unravel what's behind this evil force. Now, I know I've been messing up. I'm going to get better at reading certain plots and stuff like that. But, I mean, as of right now, I am looking forward to this game so much. Like, you guys cannot comprehend how happy I am that this game has been announced, has even been pushed up a week early, depending on when it first was announced, and it was pushed back after the initial August 28th release date, I believe is that release date. So, I mean, that is truly good news for me. So the reason why I'm so excited for this is because the director of the Resident Evil series, Shinji Mikami, is doing the directing of the game itself. So, in his words, he felt that survival horror has begun to become only action-packed. And I mean, if you really think about it, he is absolutely correct. The survival horror genre has been butchered by many great titles such as Dead Space, Fear, and Resident Evil, which is really funny because, as I said, Shinji Mikami is the director of Resident Evil 1s through 4. He is one of the first, I would say, founding fathers of survival horror on the console. I believe he was the first disc-based survival horror creator. Not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is facts. If not, hey, you caught me. I'll fix it if you guys bring out proof. But yeah, man, I'm truly excited for this. This is gonna be a really interesting game. I mean, it looks and plays like Resident Evil 4, and as he said himself, he's gonna make it where you can't go around shooting everything. You actually have to conserve your ammo and health items and everything that comes with the game. So if any of you guys or ladies out there that decided to play Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 before 4 came out, in that you couldn't shoot every enemy. It was actually recommended that you guys would, or girls again, that you all would typically avoid conflict, if I'm correct. So that's the ideal of this game. All you have to do is avoid contact with any of the monsters, but if need be, you gotta kill them. However, he also threw in a little teaser with I won't say teaser, but he threw in homage to Resident Evil Remake, which was the remake to Resident Evil 1, which had another remake called Resident Evil Director's Cut. You'll understand by then, but there's a whole situation with that. So he makes it where if you kill the enemy, they could possibly come back, I believe, and you have to set them on fire, which in Resident Evil Remake for the GameCube, that's what needed to be done to kill the zombies, even when they died again. Because if you didn't kill them with fire, they will come back as, what was the name of those monsters again? I believe it's, man, I can't remember it. I know something claws. It wasn't, no, Death Claws is a part of Fallout 3. Crimson Heads actually. I know it took me a little while to get that. I understand. But yeah, Crimson Heads were the monsters where if you kill the zombie without a direct headshot where their head exploded, they will come back stronger, more ferocious, fierce than they were before, and they would tear you apart. Now back to the survival horror genre. As I said previously, Dead Space was a very good survival horror game, and Fear actually was pretty good as well. Hell, I'll even throw Condemned as well. But every one of them suffered from the constant, we need sequels, we want more money, because consoles, because developers and corporations want more games coming out before they can even come up with a solid story. So when you run out of the whole jump scares and play on your fear suspense moments, typically you go to the shooting genre, which obviously after Resident Evil 4, which was I believe it was that was also the founding father of the step towards action survival horror. But even then, it still had moments where you would be surprised, as in like the QTEs and stuff like that, or if people who don't understand, QTEs is quick time events. So with that, you were always expecting something, or they might play on your fears, and you're not in the right state of mind, you're not feeling comfortable, which is what he wants. So Dead Space 1 did this very well, and leaving you in an isolated isolated space, in space, ironically, because you're in space, you by yourself, you try to escape. I mean, there's a whole story plot with that. If you guys want me to talk about it, I'll get around to it eventually, but as of right now, I'm trying to stay focused on Evil Within and just the survival horror and genre in general. So with Dead Space, complete step in the right direction after many attempts of failed survival horror, and in that you couldn't even kill the enemies unless you dismembered them, and the best part was, again, you had scarce ammo. So what I'm believing is that even though you can make a survival horror game, if you give people enough bullets, they just believe that they can shoot everything down and everything's gonna be okay, which is true, but once again, that kills the genre. So that's why Shinji over here is making it where that's all gone. Dead Space 2 was even better than Dead Space 1, and they played on your fears perfectly. In fact, I also believe that Dead Space 2 did what, paid homage to Resident Evil, because even though it was a sequel, they make you go back to the original place where you first was at, and that is a great idea. In fact, they made it even more terrifying than what it was the first time, because you expect stuff, as well as they have flashbacks to certain things that could possibly kill you. Condemned is also on that list. Condemned 1 was really good for a launch title. Condemned 2, fairly well. I mean, it could have been better, of course, but I mean, I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it until the very last parts of the missions, when I'm going around with a gun shooting many army men for whatever reason, because I'm trying to find Killer X, or that dude named X. I don't know, whatever that the dude name is. But I realized that usually it's always a sequel, or in this case with Dead Space, it was a trilogy, because everyone's complaining about, hey, we want co-op games, we want to play games with co-op, but they got to realize that if you play games with co-op, you got to give more ammo to people, because you guys are fighting for ammo, and then when you guys fight for ammo, you know, it just kind of creates a whole bunch of confusion, and you truly just don't want that. You don't want that in the game. So back to the main thing. Shinji Mikami, man, I'm excited for this game. I seriously cannot wait. As I said, I was waiting for it since August 26th. At the same time, I believe Dying Light was coming out, as well, what they announced. Then they pushed back. No, it was August. Dying Light was supposed to be released in April. I guess they found a bug or something like that, and that got pushed back with The Evil Within. But The Evil Within got pushed back once, whereas Dying Light is pushed back to a 2015 release. So again, I mean, hey, if I was waiting for Dying Light, man, I would not know what to do with myself. But yeah, guys, as I said, I keep saying it again, I just know that this game is going to be very good. I don't know if it's going to win Game of the Year, because, you know, you have Bungie doing Destiny, and how great Destiny is going to be to everybody. I mean, it all depends on the launch. But I know story mode wise, when it comes to one-on-one contact with you in the game itself, it is by far on top of the list. It should be nominated for Game of the Year. But once again, it all depends, man. If Shinji can bring his A game, everything's gonna be okay. Like, we can we would enjoy the game. We'll enjoy playing it, and everything's just gonna be super fun. So other than that, man, I mean, like I said, survival horror is a dying breed. If you actually even know survival horror part, I mean, any survival horror movies or stuff like that. I mean, not movies, I mean games. I'm messing up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do one take only. So actually, let's go on a little. I'm gonna do a little quick skim of a story, since we still have some time left in this game. As you see me, you know, going in and shooting these guys. Look how accurate I am. So, funny thing, the reason why I like Shinji Mikami so much, because back in the day, I don't remember the exact release when Resident Evil came out, but when Resident Evil 1 was released, I was what, 4, I believe, or yeah, I think I was 4. So I was 4, and we were playing, you know, well, my cousin was playing Resident Evil, and okay, you know the first scene where the zombie is eating the body of the dude, I forgot his name, but if you see that part at the time of 4, it was monumental, and it changed my life. It actually scared me away from survival horror, because I just couldn't understand that. So I mean, it all depends, man. It really just all depends on the person. It depends on the director. But that's it, man. I will actually get in better detail. I will actually get in more detail next time, just because the video is ending. So, I mean, we're just going to watch the last few minutes of me play this game as I reach for Rook, or Rook. Is it Rook or is it Roke? Don't really know. I guess I'm messing up. I think it's Rook. I don't know why. It just sounds so much better like that. But yeah, he wanted us to save him. And I mean, sometimes you gotta make tough decisions like that in life. And actually, this is a great metaphor that even though you want to hold on to something, sometimes you have to let it go. You have to let it go. But hey, that's the end of the video, guys. As I said, like, share, subscribe, let people know about this. I'm gonna try to keep it where I have more news-related activities now. So, I mean, it depends on the feedback from this. If you guys want me to do more research on any of the upcoming titles or anything just in news in general, I will gladly talk about it while I play this game, just because, you know, you'll hear my voice and watch footage, so, you know, you're absorbing information while all this is happening. So, as I said, make sure that your day is rainbows and sunshines, okay? Alright, guys and girls, I'll see you next time.